Okay, welcome to Dauntless Dynasty Team Call. It is Wednesday night. Today is the October 11th. We're going to be talking about connecting, different ways of how to connect and doing it authentically and having an honest conversation is kind of the main focus, the topic tonight. But before that, I want to just announce a couple of quick things. I know I had these typed out and I never put them on the team page, and that's totally on me. So most of you know, or hopefully you know, that Clean Week just launched. So if you have people who are interested but they're just not biting, you can offer them Clean Week. They get 7 workouts. Each workout is 30 minutes long. And Megan Davies, who is our newest super trainer, she took exercises from different programs and created all these different workouts for those programs. And then on top of that, there's a complete meal plan for it. And then they get a week of Shakeology. And so that's like a whole package in and of itself. And that's $29 or $29.95. So you can offer that to people if they want to sample it. They can always do the free trial, which is they get 14 days of limited access. But Clean Week is something brand new. They get a sample Shakeology and try different workouts for a week. And another thing I wanted to bring up is, those of you that maybe don't know, the UK launch. Beachbody is expanding into the UK. So if you know anyone in the UK or have any ways of marketing into the UK, I recommend doing that. This is it's been out for a while. I've been trying to prospect people in the UK. It's just I should have started a long time ago and I didn't. But you can, if you have a way to talk to people in the UK, you can start talking to them. You can offer them, you can kind of train them in any way that you're able to. They're familiar with our program, so they can do like Beachbody on Demand and stuff until we officially launch. October 19th, I believe, is the date, where then you can actually sign people up and they can start to order Shakeology and the whole package and everything. And the UK launch, again, that's October 19th. Next on the agenda is November to Remember. So next month, I don't know a ton of details on this, but you can pair up with one other person. And basically, if I'll have to go double check the rules and I can totally post them after this call. But you pair up with somebody and you just, throughout November, it's like this team thing where in like the central region, if you guys are both in the central region, then you're competing to get the most Success Club points and you get different prizes and stuff. Again, I'll go into more detail on that and I'll post the FAQ and everything in the team page so that you know exactly what the prizes are. But it's just a fun time to kind of push to end the year strong, help as many people as you can to get more prizes out of it. And then the last little announcement is the next Super Saturday is January 7th, I believe is the date. January 6th is the next Super Saturday, and that's usually going to be in Madison. So just plan ahead for that. If you need to get a babysitter or take off work or whatever it may be. I see a kiddo. Okay, let's jump into this call about connecting. I'm going to screen share. Let's see. And last time I couldn't see the chat. So Kels, if there's questions that come up in the chat, and you, I think I can see it right now. I think it's when I start presenting that I can't. Okay, yeah, if questions come up, Kels, just shoot me a text. I'll have my phone on right here, and tell me to stop if questions are coming up. Okay, so an honest conversation. This is all about connecting. You can ask questions about other things if you want, but a big part of what we do is connecting with people. I was going to go into more right away, but I have all of that in here. So connecting in general. So first I want to talk about interests, and I'm going to kind of have you guys, whether it's on your laptop, you're taking notes, on your phone, you're jotting things down, or pen and paper. I want to have you kind of jot these things down. So I'm going to share with you my 2 lists and kind of go over them. with you, and you can jot things down as we go through. But I want you to think about what your interests are. What are you actually interested in? Um, so I have my rough draft, a little list that I made up of my own. So make your own list of, so I'm interested in hairstyles. I used to curl my hair all the time, and now it's just, I can't curl it the way that I used to, or I like to do it and I like to tease it. I like to put it up in different buns that are super cute. I'm interested in hairstyles. Fashion, I'm not huge into fashion personally. Like I wouldn't say I'm like a fashionista, or I don't have any of these amazing outfits, but I do appreciate good fashion, and I like fashion. I'm interested in fashion. Recipes for dummies. I don't like to cook. So if I see a super simple, easy recipe, or if I'm scrolling, I'm always looking for easy recipes. I really am into sunsets or different scenery, just mostly just pictures. Hiking, I don't personally hike, but I'm interested in hiking. I think it's really cool that people go out and do that. I wish I would make it a priority, because I would like to hike. Whole Foods, I've been really, really into Whole Foods lately. I don't give Blair anything artificial, anything processed. I've been really, really cutting back on it myself. And if I do have a cheat, it's like an extra yellow container, or like an extra. It's not so much as a cheat as it is an extra serving of it. So I've been really into that lately. Wedding planning, I'm super interested in. I'm not currently doing it, but I'm going to be getting married in the next couple of years, so I'm interested in wedding planning. Colorado, I've been there visiting several times, and I would love to live out there someday, whether it happens or not, but I'm interested in Colorado. Okay, so I'm going to show you another list, but this is my interest list. And the next list I have is about me. So I have my interests, and then I just have things that maybe I'm not so interested in, but just are part of my life. And some things can kind of cross, and maybe you have something on both lists, but let me kind of explain so that you can see the difference here. So I'm a mom. I'm a fiance. I played sports. I played rugby in college, basketball, volleyball, softball, soccer in high school. I have a dog who's a Yorkie. I live in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. I kind of grew up for the first part of my life in Iowa. I suffered from anxiety and depression. I'm in the military, and I can't say no to ice cream. So these things, they're not necessarily interests of mine. I'm not interested in researching anxiety or depression. That's a part of my life that just was a big part of my past and is part of who I am. I'm not interested in ever living in Iowa again, or in any parts of geographically about Iowa or Oshkosh. Those are just, I lived in Iowa. I live in Oshkosh. I have a dog. I'm not necessarily like interested in dogs. So I hope that kind of makes sense. Whereas these things, I don't live in Colorado, but I'm interested in Colorado. I'm not perfect with Whole Foods. I'm not like this Whole Foods guru, but I'm interested in learning more about it. So I hope that you can kind of see the difference here. So I'm gonna just stop the presentation. I know last time this kind of took a second, but I want you to kind of make your list. We don't have to spend a ton of time on this, but kind of think, what are things that you are genuinely interested in? And I don't want you to think of like, okay, what are other people interested in so that I can connect with them? No, what are you interested in? And then parts of your life. So make those two lists, or it can be all in one list. It doesn't really matter, but just about you. And I'll give you just a minute or two. Okay, we can move on, but just kind of keep thinking of these things. These things can help you with posting ideas too. If you don't know what to post something about your life or just something that's going on currently, or just about some interest that you have. That's totally fine. Okay, now I want to talk about growing your network. So whether you're a new coach, veteran coach, you have to grow your network. So what do I mean by this? I mean you have to add more people. So you like sending friend requests or following more people on Instagram or whatever social media you use. You have to grow your network. You can't just stick at what you currently have. Excuse me. So how do you grow your network? People that you already know that maybe you're not Facebook friends with. So if you're writing this list of all these people that you know, people you went to high school with, current coworkers, ex-coworkers, people you went to college with, your cousin's best friend from California or that you met when you were vacationing, whatever. People that you already know that you're not currently friends with. And then suggested friends, I know on Facebook, they have like the suggested friends that comes across. You can go through there. Friends of friends. So if you have a friend that you're like, oh, I'm really good friends with this person, you can scroll through their friends lists and try to find people that maybe you share interests or commonalities with. You can type in the Facebook search bar, friends of friends who. So maybe I haven't really done a lot with this, but this is an option. I know I've talked about it before and I've said the same thing, but maybe do like friends of friends who go hiking or, some sort of interest that you have. You can type that in the Facebook search bar, friends of friends who, and then do something like that. Groups, if you're in any Facebook groups, whether it's a mom group, a running group, just a dog group or whatever. Kelsey Norville said she had a lot of success searching friends of friends. So going through her friends list on Facebook and finding those people that you have those mutual connections with. So it's good. And then Instagram, of course, hashtags, searching hashtags that are interests to you and finding people that way. So that's how you grow your network. Add this girl, not that girl. So this is something that I've really dug a lot into lately, and I've had a really good increase in good conversations because I've been doing this. So this girl, meaning someone, you go to this person there that you're about to send a friend request, and if they have some of the same interests as you, if they have similar way of life, like maybe they're from Iowa, who I wouldn't add someone just because they were from Iowa because that's the only connection we have. There's a very small chance that I would at least, but similar connections to you and someone that you could genuinely connect with. If you go to someone's page and you're just like, I don't know if I would be able to start a conversation with this person, I'd have no clue what I would say, you probably shouldn't add them. Not that girl, meaning someone that you don't have any similarities with, that you don't feel like you can make a genuine connection with. You're probably not going to vibe, and it's probably won't have any good conversations, and then you're just going to be that icky salesperson. So keeping that in mind when you're going to add people, of someone that you would actually be friends with, that you could strike up a conversation and it would just naturally flow. Now, keeping that in mind, when I first started to actually connect with people, it felt awkward to me. But once I actually started to keep in mind, like, just trying to be a friend, or maybe I'll have a friendship out of this, that's when it started to get easier and things just kind of started to flow. And I have some examples for you. Okay, so kind of going off of what I just said, friend first, business last. So many people who come into this business or any MLM business, one of the biggest hesitations are, I don't want to be salesy, or I don't want to like bombard people or like blow up people's Facebook or this, that, and the other thing. So when you're connecting with people, I want you to think of just being a friend first. And yeah, maybe you always have that on the back of your mind that you want to invite them and hope that they'll sign up with you. That's fine. But if you go into the conversation with, okay, the first thing I want to think of is how am I going to squeeze in this invite? Then that's all you're going to be thinking about, and it's going to be harder to connect with this person and find out if you can actually help them. In all honesty, the majority of people who sign up with me don't do so on the first invite. We'll have a conversation, we'll talk about it, maybe it's not the right time, or whatever it may be that they say no. I offered my friendship first, meaning I just had a genuine conversation, and then I invited them because I felt like it would be a good fit, and then they said no for whatever reason, but then they continued to follow me, and then whether it was I followed up with them just saying, hey, how's it going? Or they reached out to me because they saw one of my million call to action posts and were finally like, okay, I see this all over. It's finally clicking. I need this. So the majority of the people who sign up with me don't do so on the first invite. And it all kind of started with a genuine connection. Okay, so now more of the connecting process. So liking and commenting. I could say this till my face turns blue. Likes on a post doesn't mean shit. And I mean that coming from my heart. I see so many people, not just in our team, but in other teams, just liking stuff. And that's okay if you comment on a few things and you like on a few things, but I see people that only like stuff. And that doesn't mean anything to Facebook. It's very nice of you if you like something and maybe you just don't have anything to comment on. It's really a nice gesture. But as far as from a business standpoint, in order for you to start showing up on each other's news feeds, you need to comment. And once you start commenting a couple of times, that's when Facebook starts to view you as friends and starts showing you on each other's news feeds. Ask questions when it makes sense or anytime that it's possible. So one question that I ask a lot is, whether it's in a private message or I'll even ask it in a comment, is what do you use to curl your hair? Because I'm struggling right now with curling my hair, and that's very honest. I really am. And or another thing, where did you get that outfit? Or, I love that shirt. Where did you get it? Or even just complimenting or congratulating them. Maybe someone got a new job or a baby announcement, congratulations, that's so exciting. Comment that stuff. And when it comes to compliments, please don't lie. If you see a shirt and you're like, oh my God, that shirt's so cute, but you think it's hideous, don't do that. That's just mean. Find something else to comment on. But you have to be commenting. So if you're just scrolling your news feed, or if you're going to someone's page to start trying to connect with them, start with liking and commenting. So you kind of show up a little bit, and it's not just so random when you do go to connect with them. That's really, really big. And then the next step after you've liked and commented a little bit is private messaging. And I've screenshotted some messages that I've actually sent people. And I have a couple more, but one is, okay, I can't get over the cuteness overload pictures of you and your daughter. How old is she? And then I'd say a little about my daughter to kind of take off the pressure, so it's not just tell me about your daughter. So it's not creepy or anything. So I say a little bit about mine, but this girl, seriously, her daughter's hair is super curly, and she's always laughing and running around and smiling, and all the pictures that she posts are just really, really cute. So I was, asking how old she is, and we have that connection of she looked about the same age as Blair. And so I connected with her on that. Another one, maybe some of you saw, I posted something about a hot lemon honey water. And this girl that I messaged, she commented on it, asking questions about it. And so I just messaged her the next day asking if she ended up trying it. And that started a conversation. That was harder to keep a conversation going that way. But I was, it wasn't random out of the blue coming off strong, buy this from me. It was, that was something that we were able to connect about, was this hot lemon honey water. A couple other examples. This one over on the right, again with the curls. Her curls turned out phenomenal and way better than how mine have been turning out lately. So I asked her what kind of curling iron she uses, and then we had talked a little bit about that, and then I saw that she recently got engaged, so that we kept talking about that and just had a good conversation. Another one, I asked this girl about her and her son. I love seeing your posts of your son's sports. I get so impatient waiting for my daughter to start some extracurricular activities. LOL. How old was he when you first got him into sports? That's very honest. I cannot wait for Blair to start doing other extracurricular activities where I can, sit on the sidelines and watch. So I was able to ask questions, or that was an easy in, if you will, for me to start a conversation. This was a couple days ago, and our conversation has continued into today, and it's just a genuine conversation. This one, I saw pictures of this girl, and I think her boyfriend said, "Hey girl, the pictures with the pumpkins and the wooden tractors and dogs. Where were you guys at? It's so pretty." Remember, on my interest list, it's sunsets and scenery. Like this place, the pictures that they were at was just gorgeous, and it was just like a picture perfect area, and I was curious about it. She told me, and then I asked a couple more questions, and we had a few more conversations, and then I asked further a little bit about her family, a little bit about like what she does, kind of stuff, and we got into a deeper conversation. I'm sorry, I have to take a drink. I have like something in my throat. Okay, so those are just some examples of how I start a genuine conversation that's not just like weird. And I will tell you, sometimes I do go into a conversation with an intention of trying to be a friend, and some people don't respond, and that's okay. If they read it and they don't respond, and I see that they read it, then I'll go and delete them, because if I'm trying to like just genuinely ask you a question and you're not going to respond, then that's not someone that I think I want to be friends with. So I delete them, and it is what it is. Now, I'm sure you're thinking like, when do I send an invite then? Because, we're here to make money. If, I'm being honest, we're here to make money. We want to coach to be on our own health and fitness journey, to help people get started and to earn an income. So when's the right time to invite? And you have to make a decision. Maybe the conversation's going really good, and I kind of wiggle questions in there. Kind of sometimes I'll ask like, "Oh, what do you do for work?" Or I often ask if they're on a health and fitness journey of any sort. And between like trying to find out what they do for work, what their family situation's like, kind of what their days look like. And I'm not just like, what does your day look like? What do you do for work? How many hours a day do you have? Like, I don't just pound into them like that, but I just genuinely ask questions. I share information about myself. And then if I see like, okay, she's telling me that she works full time and she has kids who are in sports and, this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, okay, maybe a fitness program would work out like in the morning. I'm not really sure. So maybe I need to talk a little more and really find out if this will fit in their life. Or if I'm asking about work and maybe it's a stay-at-home mom and they're like, "Oh, my husband works. We just can't afford daycare." Then I would maybe present the business opportunity. They'd be like, "Oh, well, have you ever considered coaching?" Then usually it's like, "What's coaching?" And they tell them a little about it. And you're like, "Well, I started on my health and fitness journey when I was going to school full-time and working full-time. And I really just started sharing the progress that I was making, and people started asking about it. And now I help other women start their own health and fitness journey, and I make an income off of it from home." It doesn't have to be anything crazy. You don't need this crazy, like insane script telling them everything and anything about coaching. Just, tell them what you do if they ask about it when talking about the coaching opportunity. And don't be afraid of it either. If you haven't made a ton of money off of this yet, sit back and think of, are you doing all the activities that you need to be doing it? And then kind of look at other coaches' success stories and see that there is a real potential in it if you put in the work. Don't be afraid of it, because, you never know who your next rock star coach is going to be. Someone might come in and just have a drive and just crush it without even knowing any information. And some people come in wanting to crush it, and they're just like, "This is too hard." You never know. You really don't ever know. Going back, one other question, I ask people is if I feel like it'll fit in their life, I'll ask them, "Are you on a health and fitness journey?" And they're like, "No." I'm like, you should join my next challenge group. I think you would really love it. And they're like, oh, what's that? I'm like, well, do you have any fitness goals? You said you're not on a health and fitness journey, but would maybe you like to lose 5 to 15 pounds or tighten your tummy or tighten your butt? You know, what fitness goals do you have? And usually they'll come back and like, oh my gosh, I would love this, that. I would love to tighten my tummy. I would love a firmer butt. I would love to lose this many inches off my waist. Like, girl. And so then I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like this is perfect for you. And then I'll go into a little bit of detail. So like, I definitely think that you can lose the 7 pounds that you need to lose. I think that with this, you can tighten your butt and tighten your tummy. And I really think you're going to get more energy from it. And you're going to love it. And then I'll go into a little bit of information that we do workouts that are completely done from home. So you can do it on your own time whenever it fits into your schedule. We provide you with a complete meal plan so that you have every opportunity to be successful with both health and fitness. And then the group is there to support you and keep you held accountable to reaching your goals. How does that sound so far? Usually they're like, this sounds awesome. You know, and that's kind of how you can jump into it, is by asking those little questions like, are you on a health and fitness journey? What do you do for work? You know, kind of stuff like that. And you can find out is like, okay, is this a good time for me to ask them? Or maybe they ask you what you do for work, and you can just tell them, oh, I do this, and on the side, I help women reach their health and fitness goals using in-home programs. You know, you can say it as simple as that, and I make an income off of it. But in the end, you have to be the one that makes a decision. Is this the right time? Am I comfortable asking them? Or maybe a conversation's not going well. You know, like, I don't really know if this is the right time, but I don't know if this conversation's going anywhere. Then you can just jump in. Again, make a decision. Say, listen, girl, I don't know if this is something that you're interested in, but I'm going to be running this online health and fitness group. And I'm looking for a few more ladies to join me who want to lose 5 to 15 pounds. Would it be okay if I sent you more information? Or is this something that you think maybe you'd be interested in? You can send an invite as easy as that. Super easy, kind of straight to the point, but not really yucky. Like, you know, as soon as someone accepts your friend request, hey, I have this group running. Would you like to join? You know, so it's not like that. Like, you try to start a conversation, they're just like, hey, listen, I have this group and blah, blah, blah. Okay, and you want to stay on their radar. And this, meaning like where the likes and comments come back in, this is where you can do friends lists. And I left myself a little note because last time I wanted to show friends lists, I forgot to actually go and show it. But you can use these friends lists on Facebook to go and just like and comment. So let me get back here. So say that you use whatever kind of tracking sheet, and I can share my tracking sheet with you guys just so you can kind of see how I do it. Just trying to pull it up here quick. Does anyone have any questions so far while I'm pulling this up? Okay, I'm going to screen share again. Okay, so friends list. So say you have some sort of tracking system where you're talking to people and you connect with them and it's not really going anywhere, and you want to kind of keep you on their radar. So I'll go over to here on the left side. I clicked on home, so I'm on my normal news feed. I'm gonna go down here where it says friends lists on this left side. Okay, and then I'm going to create a list. And so I do like October ads, September ads, and people that I added in September that we didn't really get anywhere, then I put them in there. And I just created the new October one. And then, you know, so just for now's sake, I'll just do like our team. So Dauntless Dynasty. then I'm gonna add someone in it. So I'm gonna add Kelsey Norval into the list. We'll create it. Here's the list. So now it's gonna, when I go to this list, whoever is on the list, I'm just gonna scroll it and it's gonna show me the people who are on that list. So that way you can just scroll through here and like and comment on these people, because these are people who you want to keep yourself on their radar. You can just start liking, commenting stuff so you stay on their radar. And then let's see, we'll go to Brittany's page. And say I was just having conversation with her and it's not really going anywhere. And then, and I want to add her to that list so that I stay on her radar. So I'm going to go to where it says friends. And you can do this if you're actually on their page too. Add to another list. Dynasty, oops. Usually it shows up in here. It's not that one. Okay, so if it's not on there, then just go to your list again. But usually when you create that list, you can just add them right to it from there. But so I'll just go back home. Go to my friends lists. Dauntless Dynasty. And I want to add Brittany. So we're going to add Brittany to it. Okay, I'm going to try this again. So then we'll just go to Rachel since she's on here. Let's see if it shows up. Say I had a conversation with Rachel. It's not going anywhere, or she's not getting back to me. I don't know why they're not showing up. Anyways, usually they show up right here so that you can just quick add them right here, but it's not showing up. But then I use these friends lists so that I continuously stay on people's radars so that more people are seeing my stuff more often. And then, you know, I can keep connecting with them through liking and commenting. And then if I feel like usually on Wednesday nights, because it's the last day of the pay period, I'll go over to my friends list and I have one that's titled interested. And these are people who have shown interest before but didn't join. So if I don't know why I just went here. I'm sorry, this is being so slow, so it's probably not as beneficial. Anyway, so I have a category that's titled interested under friends list. So on Wednesday nights, if I feel like, man, I really want to, I need to send more invites or, you know, something, I'll go to that list and I'll just click on the members and I'll go to like those members and I'll try and follow up with these people, or I'll like and comment on stuff just to kind of get stuff out there since I know that they were interested at one point. And so that's how I kind of have my follow-up list, is right on those friends lists. Does anyone have any questions about that at all? Okay. I won't go into like too much detail about this, but I know we were talking about like posting a little bit, and I can totally do a different team call on this. But when it comes to posting, you know, you can look, everyone does it differently. There's no right time to post. From all of the videos I've looked up and trainings I've looked into, there's no right time to post. Generally try to post consistently about the same times every day. then people, if you have a following, then people kind of start to get used to, like, okay, where's Kelsey's morning post, or something like that once you start to get that bigger following. But so try to consistently post at around the same time every day, not just like with your followers, but then it's easier on you. You're like, okay, it's 8 a.m. I know that I post 8 a.m. So it's kind of creates a habit and gets you into a routine. Brittany is really, really good at sharing her fitness journey. She does that very authentically. She's probably the best on our team with sharing her fitness journey. So that's really, really awesome when people are used to seeing those. And I love it. But so time, it doesn't really matter. I mean, if you think about it, at like 2, 3 o'clock, people, assuming like if you're looking at a full-time work schedule, that's probably more of like a dead time, or even mid-morning might be kind of a dead time. I would say the higher volume times on Facebook would probably be like right away in the morning, around noon, like thinking lunch breaks, or like later at night after dinner when people are just like sitting back, relaxing, scrolling their news feed. So you might want to take that into account. But then for how often, okay, and this I can actually account for because or attest for because I tried it. So I watched a video talking about posting, or Facebook in general really, but how often to post. So if you have a post that's doing really good and that people are liking it a lot, or people are commenting a lot on it, don't go and post another one, because then those two posts are competing with each other. So for example, I had a post the other day or last week or something that got like over 100 likes, and I didn't expect it to get a lot at all, but it was getting a lot of likes. And so I didn't post anymore the rest of the night. I woke up in the morning and it was getting a ton more likes, and still people were still commenting on it. And I usually post in the morning, but I didn't post in the morning because that one was still getting traction. People were still coming to my page and seeing that post. So I didn't want to post something else to compete with that post, if that makes sense. Excuse me, take a drink of water quick. Aside from that, when you are planning on doing 2 posts, say one's not doing too good, and then it's okay to post again. I say, and this is my opinion, and I've heard it from a lot of other people, but waiting at least 2 hours. I don't know the specifics or the analytics behind that, but not posting like one right after another, and waiting at least 2 hours before posting again. And I say 2 to 3 times a day. I don't think any more than that. I've honestly only been posting 2 times a day. I posted twice already, and we'll probably post a third one today, but for the most part, I've been posting once in the morning and once at night. I've just been getting more traction that way, and I've been liking and commenting on more people's stuff to try and get higher volume on those fewer posts that I'm doing. So that's just a little snippet about posting. Also, if you're not doing engagement boosters, definitely do that. I need to start doing more of those things, like, what do you like better, A or B? Which dessert or which flavor ice cream should I have, this one or that one? Or, Under Armour or Nike, asking people for their opinion. And I found when doing these engagement boosters, asking for people's opinion right away, you could, versus like trying to tell a story and then at the bottom asking for their opinion, asking for them to comment on it. If you do it right away, that people know that you're about to ask them for their opinion. People love to give their opinions. So posting right away, like, okay, what are your opinions? Or I'm looking for opinions, or okay, friends, help me out, kind of that kind of thing. And then you go into it, because then that's more eye-catching. But the reason you want to do these engagement booster posts is because then it kind of boosts the rest of your post. People are liking and commenting on it. See, the commenting is the important part, and then they're going to see more of your later posts once the traction goes down on that specific post. Okay. Any questions about posting in that snippet? Anything at all? All right, well, we can wrap up. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. I hope you have a good rest of the night, and I will see you for our team call next week. Night, guys. Bye.